Hello, everyone. This is Angela Romero of Hello Stranger. We are on JR and the Crew right now as we speak. Go ahead and tune in for the remainder of the show.
Check, 1, 2, we on. All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of JR and the Crew, man. We are here. It's Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Hopefully you're sitting down, and this is where we're at today.
Okay, I'm out of breath.
Right out of breath. The meeting.
We were trying to come in hard.
Yeah, coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
At 41, it don't get hard no more.
Whoa,
It's still
45.
summer because
Yeah.
it's still hot.
Yeah, no, actually it's fall,
Well,
but it's still hot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, horrible. But we got Momo and Snake Vic in the studio. Of course, yeah, Momo Snake Vic in the studio.
Man, I'm still alive. I can't believe it.
I gotta stop eating this popcorn. I'm so sorry. Oh my! Hey! Mama just took the popcorn away.
I can hear you guys smacking and shit. That is so rude. We have a guest. We have a guest with us today.
Then why don't you introduce her? Oh my God!
Hello,
Well, look, we have a very.
Everyone wants to sing.
Everyone just sing now because of last week. Okay, well, we have a very special guest. I met you. Well, we met Vic and I myself. We met you at a Chicano Hollywood mixer.
Yes.
Yes.
So we met you at a Chicano Hollywood mixer.
That
which
they
was-
did not invite me to.
No,
but
you
okay, yeah, we
were
got
out of town,
plenty.
actually.
Okay.
Yes, you were always out of town. You're always out of town.
Okay.
Something about your flight wasn't going to make it back on time.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
But we have Angela Romero from Hello Stranger.
Hello. What is
Hello
up, everyone?
Stranger.
Angela.
Romero?
Romero, sí.
Where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in El Sereno.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you just see what he did right now? He's like,
Where are you from?
No, because my
was
grandpa.
hitting
Hey, what's up, Don?
Ready.
I seen her eyes get big, her head snap. She's like, mother. So you grew up in where?
Yeah, I grew up in El Sereno,
Oh,
really
nice.
close, Northeast LA, majority of my life, like all the way through. Now, still currently in Northeast in Lincoln Heights.
Oh,
Nice.
Definitely all where the area of my family we all spawned from, I guess.
We are spawned.
Yeah, we came
Spread
about.
outwards.
Yes, we have planted seeds
Oh,
there.
very nice. Some more than others.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's why I asked, because my grandpa spread a lot of seeds.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh,
And
my
his
God.
last name's
Romero?
Romero, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We might be cousins. I don't know.
We
You
really
might be
are.
my aunt. I'm not sure.
Definitely. I have 9 siblings, so you
Shit.
it kind of
Wow,
tells you a
nice.
little bit.
And you're which
Wait.
one?
I'm the 9th out of 10, and I have a twin sister. She's a 10. So we also have twin brothers.
What
so
the
my
heck?
mom had 2 sets of twins.
You got to remember,
And
the
so,
90s,
yeah.
not everyone
Oh
had
my God, but
cable.
hold on.
80s.
Yeah, 80s.
Well,
So are
thank you,
they
though.
are they from are all you guys from the same mom and dad?
Well, we have my dad had a first wife who had 3 children, but
Okay.
my mom had the 7. But we all grew up like around.
Right.
each
No,
other.
Wow,
definitely.
that's
No,
so
I was just
cool.
thinking
In
in
the
my
same
mind,
unit.
like one woman
Oh, yeah.
putting out 10 kids.
Oh, but my mama
Damn.
did.
grandma
Like,
did
yeah.
16.
I think she still got it, though, with the 2 twins, 2 sets of twins.
right.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, oh, how could you? I look at the photos. I'm like, you just look uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look
So
fun.
you want to just
Like-
throw up in your mouth like,
Yeah.
"Ugh, I can't do that.
And do you have any
Yeah.
children?
No, I don't. I do
What?
not. No,
Oh,
Hello
lucky you.
Stranger
I'm
is
all
my
lucky.
baby. You know,
Lucky you.
I want to be able to do, really to embrace everything that I kind of bring forward. It's not that I didn't want them. It just like I think I just kept going. I'm 41 now too myself,
Oh,
and
wow,
I
you
just
look
the
good.
whole idea of it is
Yeah.
just to kind of like, all right, if. Now I'm to that point. If it's all right, if it happened, all right, a high five. I've seen
Yeah.
people do it, but at the same time, having all this beautiful attention and focusing it on Hello Stranger, and it's giving me that opportunity, something where I have to really just love that I do have that time, and then try to make it so that any events I have, especially ones that are all ages, that I'm really giving to them what I would be giving to, like what I would want my own child to experience.
Right,
you know.
right.
So, and I have a pit bull. Her name's Roxy. She's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
badass. You know? She's
Just
my
like a
cuddle
kid,
buddy
you know?
or whatever.
Yeah.
She is perfect. She loves ice
She's like,
cream.
she keeps
She's-
me
Yeah.
company when I'm lonely.
Oh my gosh, she makes me walk every day.
You're looking at her like kind of like you do a boyfriend where you're like, fuck, man. Seriously.
Yeah, you're
All
doing good for me.
right.
You're doing good for me. I'll
So
keep you.
I heard you say hello strangers. So for those that don't know what hello strangers, can you explain like what is that about?
Well, I think initially, well, what everyone knows it by, of course, is going to be the song. Started initially by the Capitals and then taken over again and revamped with a little bit of delicacy to my view, you know, with Barbara Lewis in 1963.
How does that song go? Can you
So,
sing it?
the beginning of it is the actual word, hello, stranger. And then the rest of it and the remaining of the song is just the hook. So it starts off with, hello, stranger.
I didn't even know she could sing it.
Seems so good to see you back again. How long has it been? Ooh. It seems like a mighty long time. Shabab, shabab, my baby. Ooh.
Damn!
David didn't see.
Can we get a record?
I know, my goodness.
Where's Baby Basher?
Karaoke singers all day.
You heard Angela Romero?
You brought something out in us we didn't know we had. Shit.
It's a snap of the fingers. That's
I
why
never heard
Motown
the
works
voice
so
go so
good.
deep.
You know?
That was actually Jimmy. That was Jimmy over there. His voice does not go that deep.
I went deep. This one I went deep.
That was dope.
No, that is awesome.
Wow.
David, you didn't say she could sing,
Oh,
David.
no, I'm
I
telling
didn't know
you.
either.
I'm a
Just
shower
fucking-
singer all day, karaoke singer.
I love it. She said I'm a shower singer all day. I'm a karaoke singer.
Yeah.
That's
That was really
like us
good.
too. Yeah, you know.
No.
Occasionally we're the wedding singers as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, they know when to take the mic from me. Though, so it's cool. I think also just growing up and listening to all the records and Hello Stranger really just kind of, there's such a backstory to like why I even got to the place of getting with Hello Stranger, and it comes from grief. I had lost my brother. My brother Michael had he was shot and paralyzed in the back of the neck. So I became, along with other family members and friends, we started caregiving for him on a full-time basis. But he was a lowrider, concert promoter. So at the time I was young enough, you know, that I was like, where can I help? What can I do? Like, it just felt like the thing to do, just to be there. And so when he finally rehabilitated back to the point where he was able to use his hands and start going out and use a wheelchair, and he wanted to get back into it. You know, he wanted to get back into doing more shows. So I pretty much became his hands and feet. And I was like,
Wow.
okay, I know how to run the door now. Let me get on stage. Like, okay, well, you can do the green room. Okay, let me, now I want to, like, what are they doing back there, you know, with all of the equipment and stuff, like learning how to mic up Brenton Wood or to, you know, learn how to set all the tapes on the floor and stuff for, like, all the setup for the drums and all that. So just kind of wherever I
You know
could
how to do everything.
Yeah,
Full
well, I had to
production.
because he would yell.
Oh,
He'd be
yeah.
like, yeah, like, oh, like, you know, go do that. And I mean, it was fun. It was really fun. And you got to be around all these people who I just thought were like awesome uncles, and that they're like, you know, people from so many different genres.
But how old were you at that time?
I mean, it was just between the time of like 12 and 17.
Wow, you were young.
Yeah, well, because we kept doing it, and he kept throwing shows, and he would always, he was also honorary mayor of El Sereno for a couple terms, so he got a lot of like that community involvement and started throwing shows and in the barrio that nobody wanted to do. So he was bringing people like Al Green to you know, to El Sereno, like
He was
the high
bringing
school
community
and
because
stuff.
he was having people come together.
Oh, completely.
Right?
Yeah. And
That's
it wasn't really
Wow.
heard of to have these festivals that weren't like getting shot up, or, you know, he would make sure to really involve the kids also too. You know, he would even like put up these huge blocks of just like white walls or whatever. So he's like, hey, they're gonna tag anywhere. Let's give
give
place
them a
right
space.
here.
Uh-huh.
You know, show have the community come out, have the police officers, the fire, like get to know your community while at the same time, like, because there's so much stereotyping and just, you know, people just assume like a lot of people of black and brown color just tend to be little traviesos, and it's kind of true. You know, we grow up and we are elements of what we're raised in and stuff. So it's not like we can be all happy-go-lucky all day.
Yeah, because we don't know any
Yeah.
different. Like
Right.
that's like our environment. That's what we
Yeah,
grew up
it's
in.
like even though it started off like, where'd you grow up? It's
Yeah.
like, oh, like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow.
Let me tell you
Dang.
But that's really where it started. It was, I became his caregiver, and when my brother had eventually like succumbed to pneumonia, and he did pass away, about
Sorry to
8
hear.
years of getting him like from that point of rehabilitation all the way up until his final day and stuff. It was just, it took one of those like beautiful tolls, you know, where I was like, okay, I'm gonna go step away from my job for a little bit. Mom, Dad, I love you. Like, everyone, I love you. I'll be right back. So I decided to go away and travel the world by myself for a few months.
Oh, wow.
And then when I came back a year and a half later, I decided a few months turned into that.
Not like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I was probably about 22. Yeah, 22.
Oh, wow.
And I had just told myself, like, just get out there, see the world. And I came back with such an, because my parents had never traveled, and, you know, they were raising kids all the damn time.
Yeah,
Like,
right? Typical Hispanic family.
Yeah, I mean, we had all those, like, Vegas trips, the Laughlin, the Rosarito, like the day trips, the big bears and stuff.
Yeah.
But this was really something where I wanted to help with leaving a legacy of everything that he instilled in me within, like, even on his gravestone, it says unity in the community. You know, that was like his marker. And so I just thought to myself, like, how do I bring this? And I just wanted to create something where I needed a song. And I went through it and I brainstormed, and me and my homie who actually does our branding for Hello Stranger, Demetrius May, me and him were just sitting like at a park. I came back and I just, you know, it was like, this is what I want to do. This is where I'm going. I need some amazing branding for it and stuff. He's like, well, what song hits? And so we went through a little list of stuff. And that night I was just over and over and over just listening to it. And I kept listening to it until to the point where, like, I fell asleep, woke up still thinking about that song. And I was like, that's it. You know, Hello Stranger is what it is. It's the handshake without the handshake. It's it's a girl walking by a man that she probably hasn't seen in a minute, but always had that crush on, like, hello, stranger, like, what's that? You know,
like a little flirty,
yeah,
like,
it was
what's
a little
up?
flirty.
I like
But
that.
when you're texting
Vic is
somebody
getting
and you
happy.
happen
Vic
to-
like that.
I always do that. Hey, stranger.
Hey, stranger.
All you had to do was say something.
Exactly.
Talk to me.
And then the like I was even saying in the beginning, it's Hello Stranger in the beginning, and the rest of it is the hook. Like, that's what the draw was. So that was the first time that that song, that name, it really just became something that just made me want to, like, I'm like, that's it, that's the one. It feels nice, it feels delicate, it's welcoming, and that's where I told myself that I was going to go from one song to the next when it came to my events. So every event, like, if I was going through a breakup, like, you're gonna be like, damn, you know, like,
You're gonna
this
feel
girl's
that
like,
shit.
you know, it's gonna be all heartache and sad girl and shit. If I'm
Sad
going through
girl.
something,
Girl, you look
Yeah.
so sad. Did he break your heart?
Exactly. I mean, it would make, just anything that when it came to music, I would always listen to the lyrics and just keep, like, how does this feel? It's like, if I could be that person writing that down, sometimes I would just sit down and listen to all the Dedicated to You and all the oldies, even as far back as, like, the 40s with my dad's records and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those where I was like, oh, shoot, okay, you start to see the why Chuck Berry did this, and you start to see, you know, like, I was always like, damn, Diana Ross is always sad. She's always like, set me free. Or like, you know, like, love child. Like, love child. Like, I wasn't supposed to get pregnant. That's exactly what it was.
Like, as you get older, shit starts to really make sense, huh?
It was easier to understand oldies at the time than it was fairy tales for me, because oldies were the ones where
you could relate to it.
yeah, and it was like, damn, I would go over and over, like, just listening to Oh Honey over and over, Forever Mine, you know. And it was just one of those where I would overdo it. I would stop that tape deck, go all the way back. I would put the record all the way back, you know, at the beginning of the record, and it was just one of those where I'm like, music was hitting a little bit differently, and I want to bring that nostalgia back, you know. Not that it's gone in any way, you know, it's just, to me, I think that it's out there and stuff, but what kind of delicate, like, how delicate can I bring back my events to make people feel an overall experience, you know? So if I'm doing on a Sunday afternoon, you're going to be drinking some apple juice with Reuben, dude. Like, I'm going to create a cocktail program based around
some
that.
Strawberry Hill.
Dude, they're going to have, or like, you know, the brownies at the pass, you know? I have all these girls wearing brownie outfits, you know?
dope.
Just so people understand that that's exactly what it is. It's like, if I can take a song and turn that into an event, then that's what I
love
try
the
to do.
nostalgia part of it.
Yeah,
Like,
thank you.
because that's our golden years. Like, we all kind of grew up around the same time, and just, like, music evokes certain emotions.
Completely.
And so once you hear it, you start, like, you close your eyes and you think back, like, the good times, right?
Yeah.
Before we had to take care of kids and shit, or before we had to take care of dogs,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
pay our own bills. Like, it was just, we were living in the moment.
Yeah, hell
love
yeah.
I
it.
miss that.
Well, we're gonna take a quick break.
I'm ready to go to one of your events. compliments.
Hey, pretty dope. Her place is really nice. We're gonna get into how really nice your place is.
Thank you.
And I even have a story. When I first met her, she told me that I want to get into it too.
Sure.
So we'll be right back with Hello Stranger.
Recently, with my mom and both of my parents are still alive. My dad did 38 years in prison, and my mom was just kind of like invisible in my life, you know? Like, she was there, but she wasn't, you know?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, like, I just took my mom out to lunch. We went to a Sizzler. It's her fucking favorite. I'm like, Mom, why do you only want to go to fucking Sizzler? The fuck?
No, bro.
You know?
Garlic bread?
No, I love Sizzler. Don't get me
bread?
wrong, but I try to tell my mom, let's go anywhere. She's like, let's go to Sizzler. My back. I'm like, what the fuck does your back have to do with Sizzler? The fuck does your back have to do? I never fucking get it. I never get it. And like she tells the strangest people on that. My son is tattooed, and I'm like, this is the old fart that don't give two fucks, that don't know shit about who the fuck I am. Never heard me. No. I'm just like, dude, Mom, please stop.
That's what this is. We should do the interview like that through songs. The interview should just be through songs. Oh my God, that'd be dope. All right, we are back, man. We are back with Angela. Angela with Hello Stranger venue. What is it, venue?
Yes,
So what do you consider? What kind of, is it? That's not a hall, right?
Yeah,
it's like
no,
a venue.
it's definitely a music venue. We have, the goal is to bring forth and highlight the OGs of the past, like that sound and that music, and also implement new school, like modern soul, modern funk, soldies, that whole vibe and feel. Anything you can cruise through over the years. So where we may be cruising to that old school and that freestyle, or like over in South LA, or maybe we're going P-Funk to G-Funk over here, So the whole element of it is just to get that music back out there. And then if I had it I do have it. Like, I try to make every event to this point where I always highlight an OG, and then I find someone who just reminds them of something they did, or two falsettos. Like, if I could do a verses over like old school soul and new soul right now, like I would bring that shit, because I would just get the baritones together, get that like you and Barry White, get that deepness in it, or the falsettos with like Aaron Frazier or even Joey Quinones, and then like having them link up with the Norman Carters, having them link up with the, Ralphie Pagan, if we could, but the whole idea of that is to showcase that style of music and how people today, they want it. They want the nostalgia. Right. They where Hello Stranger, I want people to dance cheek to cheek again, remember what it is, because all the music that's out right now, and I'm not one to talk shit, and I still won't. I'm just more of, I think that people have, there's things are getting lost that haven't, and it's because everything's coming at us so fast. All of our media, all of our information, our Tinders and stuff. People go straight to.
They're just putting out music. Put it out.
It's so fast, everything, and so people can't slow down very much anymore. So when they do take the time to do it, I just want to make sure it's the perfect moment throughout. Like a love song.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
I really
as a matter of fact, we were just talking about that too, how like music, nowadays music, it's just words. Yeah. There's not really that much meaning behind it. It's just, and it may rhyme sometimes, but a lot of times it's just like, what? Like, especially me, an older person, I'm like, what are they talking about? Are they even speaking English? But I guess that's, like, my parents used to tell us that about DJ Quick and Eazy-E, and they used to be like, turn that shit off, it's garbage. But now my mom loves Tupac, it's just,
that's our old school
the
now.
different times, but I feel like you feel, is that, like, the music is just so rushed. And it's like, I really appreciate a nowadays singer that sings and you can feel it.
Like
not just hear it, but you feel it. I know. I was just like that.
Joy Quinones.
Exactly.
Like they're really good. Yeah. But when we met you, though, I got there a little early because I was helping Johnny set up, Chicano Hollywood set up for the mixer that we were doing that night. And you got to share with me because, you got into the music industry because of your brother and stuff to do the stuff. But then maybe you could tell a little bit about why you started, why'd you get into Hello Stranger? Because the pandemic hit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And you literally told me something that I was like, what the? I even told Johnny, what the hell? You lived there.
Yeah. I had to make a choice in between home and
live anywhere else. She lived at the venue.
Yeah, on the dance floor in a tent.
What the fuck?
To make sure that it survived the pandemic.
Yeah, and we were also, so much was happening even during that time. It's outside of just, you know, not having the funds, and also too not having anybody who would even come and because it was at the time, I don't want to say it was illegal, but we were pretty much on lockdown or whatever.
Yeah.
Right,
And
yeah.
I'm like, I'm losing like money by the day. Like I don't even know how to keep this going unless I start doing it myself. So came time to remove all the mats from the floor, and then I found a carpet, removing that carpet. Then I found a dance floor, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Well, this wall needs to get painted. I think I have, hopefully not too long, but I didn't know how long the pandemic was gonna go. So me, friends, like we were all going against the curfews or whatever we needed to do. And people like homegirls would come over, you know, cousins, friend, my mom, you know, like we would just be in there like sweeping, painting,
Like
you know, like
transforming the whole
like,
space?
pulling up all the carpet and doing whatever we could. Because I couldn't at the time, like there was nobody, no vendors would come out. It was like, they're like, we can't touch
She was
that.
literally doing it herself.
I mean, there was a good amount of people that over the time had definitely
No,
helped.
I
but on
understand that,
those
but you were
days,
doing it yourself,
It was
though.
crazy and lonely.
Yeah,
you know,
I
'cause
bet.
all I had was I mean, and I love my pit bull and stuff, but I was literally like, is this about to be I Am Legend or like the Chicano version and stuff? I had my bug out bag already. I was like, I don't know. And I'm in Skid Row right there, like just not too far. So
shit.
it gets a pretty apocalyptic at nighttime,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
for
where
sure.
it's a lot of people just like walking with like
Zombies.
a void face, you know, just not there but not there, you know. And I think also during the pandemic was where I told myself, I'm opening Hello Strangers. This is gonna be that Chicano Studio 54. I'm gonna hit it with the music. We're gonna do all this. And then once everything happened, I had this sincere, I don't want to say change of heart, but I just redirected. I pivoted everything over to like, well, like if this happens, like if everything ends right now, like am I proud of just wanting to open up a club? Am I proud of just wanting to highlight voices, or do I use the voice that I've created and held on to this long to help and promote like positive things within the community? And so then I would go on those walks with my dog at nighttime at the times where I'm like, shit, I should not be out here, you know, like this is nuts. But I couldn't pull away the fact that that was my community. You know, like I'm opening up a space here in Little Tokyo. I'm paying respect to the Japanese community. I'm trying to showcase everything I can within the Chicano and black and brown scene. But at the same time, we have all this mental health and all this homelessness around us. And me too. I'm just like, technically, you know, like I didn't have that home. I'm living in this place.
Right.
And so not to say that, you know, it was just one of those things where it was just kind of like, get your shit together so you can help more people. And that's where I started tying more what my brother was doing. Yeah. Because he was doing what he could on his end. And I started just saying like, well, what is there? And, like, what can I do as a Chicana? I'm a woman-owned minority business in a small area on the corner of Skid Row. Like there has to be something there. So I just started looking into as many programs as I can sign up for, working with different government agencies so that they can help me apply for all these different grants. And like, that's really what I did. And I don't understand financial literacy. And so by not knowing that, it scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, I didn't go to college. I didn't do any of that stuff. And like, I can literally say like, I'm from the streets, you know? And it feels good, but at the same time, like, you know, and I could be on a panel with like girls who went to Harvard and everything. And I'm still so envious of that. But then I'm like, girl, but like, can you run? Like when you need to run. Would you know?
Can you see the signs?
Yeah. Would you know the difference between like a gunshot or a firecracker? You know, you learn that really quick. The echo is different.
Absolutely.
But what got you
Carries
to wanting to
different.
do because I know you did the shows, so you felt like you said Chicano Studio 54 type thing. But what made you, were you like kind of getting tired of doing events? So you thought I brought it to a place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be quite honest, I actually started with saying I'm gonna open that space. Like I knew I was gonna open a place. But then I told myself, just throw all these little shows, these smaller shows and these smaller events to get the word out there, get the brand, and make sure that that brand name sticks in people's head. So through the first show in downtown LA, over at the first train station in LA. So I wanted everything to have a little bit of like iconicness to it that had some history within the city. Because I loved my city. It's not tattooed on my middle finger to tell everyone else to fuck off. Because this is our city. So if you're here and you're going to talk shit, like there ain't nothing. It's like if you don't see the beauty in it, even when it is, You know, like that. Like there's something about our
That's
LA
crazy.
sunsets. There's something beautiful about the grittiness and stuff. But at the same, and I know everyone has that love for their city, and I
Right, it's
agree
our
with
city,
them. You
man.
know, yeah. It's just I want to make sure that I do everything possible to kind of bring that beautification out. So it did start with saying I'm opening this up, but then, you know, it just didn't happen that way because I had it worked forever just to make sure that I aligned everything properly within the business aspect.
Yeah.
And then getting close to like announcing like, yo, I'm about to open a brick and mortar soon. Like I know I'm going to do it. I'm starting to look for a place and stuff. And then shortly after I launched my first event, I got hit with a trademark lawsuit on a trademark for Hello Stranger from another company in Oakland, California that was like, hey, that's a great name. That's a great logo. We go and take it and open we opened a brick and mortar before you. So we're just going to take your trademark for you. That I legally went through to get, spent thousands of dollars to do.
Wow.
And I had to fight for it. You know, it took a long time. I went through, a lot of funds that I didn't have. You know, it literally took me out of house and home. You know, and so it pushed me into that scenario where it's like, do I just give up? And they wanted me to give up.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it was people definitely not of the Black and brown community. So at the same time, they had to level up above me. And I'm like, you guys are trying to open a lowrider bar. You know, you have something that, like you're saying, like your cocktails are called the low and low. Like you're literally taking
imposters.
the concept. And,
Wow.
But I mean, what I learned out of that was like, yeah, I did everything right. You know, I did everything I needed to do to make that trademark happen. And someone can still take it from you if they want to. If they have more money than you, if they really try, they can. And that was where I was like, I need to step up my game in financial literacy and start to understand, like, why don't I know this? I mean, I followed your rules. Like, why are you telling me that someone over here can try and take this from you? You know, and that's not fair. You know. So it took a long time, and they wanted me to give up, and I could have given up. I wanted to so many times.
Oh, I can imagine.
But I just kept thinking of my brother. I kept thinking like, you know what? I like keep going, just keep going, and to the point where like I literally was like, okay, like there was no more I can do. And I got, like randomly saved by Moon Eyes because I had to like go as far back as proving like the first day I ignited my trademark into the state of California. So I was like, okay, before I threw my first main event, I did a showcase at Moon Eyes and they had some difficulty with all their paperwork at the time. So they're like, well, prove to us, show us you have a seller's permit from that day. So Muna was like, dude, we did a move. We don't know where it is. And then I was like, fuck, dude, like, I don't even know. But like, it almost took a few months later. Then they hit me up and they just sent it to me. And I just remember the judge getting it and going like, well, that just changes everything, doesn't it? And I was like, I fucking hope so.
Wow.
You know, and so we had to work on a whole thing with, with obviously me keeping the name with Hello Stranger, and I threw that trademark up on that. Like, you know, I didn't have very much, but I wanted people to. I never talked about it at the time when I was going through it because obviously you're also going through a legal case, and I'm just like, I'm not used to be the one trying to defend anything, you know. And so I was just so blown away that somebody could take away something that meant so much to me and so much that I knew was going to be for the community. And so it got me mad, but I was like, damn, I can't go hood. I have to think like a businesswoman these days.
Whoosh, put her hair.
Think level-headed. So how did you get through it? I mean,
I mean, it was just that determination, and it wasn't even the easiest time. I was going through a shitty breakup. I was going through like. My father at the time had prostate cancer. I was taking him back and forth between Pomona to Ontario, back to Pomona, just to go back to Ontario to hop on a plane to get my ass out to San Francisco where they opened up this case. So it was really, and then getting there and then like maybe not showing up.
You were fighting up there?
Yeah, I had to go back and forth.
A shit ton of money just to travel.
Yeah,
to
just
fight
to travel.
For your case.
And then just to travel, and then for then to be like, oh, they're not showing up today, or like, oh, this is gonna have to be extended.
Like child custody, huh?
Extended.
Yes.
Yeah,
well, they knew what they were doing. That's why.
I think also too that definitely, and I think that they were just trying to wear me down, and they really did. I felt lower than the ground. You know, there was so many days where I was just
even in the
in a depression.
But the entertainment industry that we're in. Before we're going to take a quick break, but the entertainment industry that we're in, that's what they do when you have scripts. and stuff, when the big dogs,
Oh, yeah, I can see that
MGM and them,
completely.
they'll grab it
The
and
powerhouse.
then and they know you don't have money, so they'll just bury it with just extending, and then eventually you start fighting it, and then they take it.
Yeah.
And they win.
Wow,
And
that hurts.
And they know that's just they know they're
Yeah.
gonna win and stuff. But we'll be right back.
Right back.
We got Angela. Hello, stranger.
What's up, my gente? It's your boy MC Magic. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday to the dopest podcast on the net, JR and the Crew, keeping it real with my gente. Zzz.
All right, guys, we are back, man. We got Angela from Hello Stranger in the studio, and this is very,
I keep wanting to sing the song.
very interesting. There's more details we get off
Behind
camera.
the scenes.
Yeah.
I always say, like, we should
Maybe we should do, like,
record
behind
it.
the
No, we
scenes.
can't. No, we can't do that Twitch on. Dude, she'll get in trouble. We can't.
Well, yeah, but
We'll get paid.
How much is it worth to you to not show it?
Damn. I'm it was a shakedown today.
Shall put me
Where
on
are
the
you
spot.
from now?
She's like, hey. She's like, I ain't trying to catch a case.
No, but okay. So, being in your venue though, like a venue restaurant, because it's a restaurant, you serve food
definitely.
and stuff. You've done certain things to it. Can you describe how? Because you've
Yeah, we had a lot of time to think about this, definitely. So it really took some time. A lot of the design still like came through with wanting everything to be based on music, based on songs, and it's like, okay, if I could take this and I like all the shows and all the design, and I worked with the designer Demetrius May and stuff, and he is just like phenomenal. Like he's from out here in Duarte, half Chicano, half black. He grew up in the hood. He gets it, like I could sing a song and he's finishing the lyrics, so he's like, how do we want to do this? And it's like, I want like every room, everything needs to be themed and needs to be after music.
Right.
So it's literally like where I took the space in itself and we separated each space into a song, number one. And that was the first goal. Like, okay, this is going to be Stay in My Corner by the Dells. This is going to be Tina Marie's Square Biz. Over here, Shaka Khan's Sweet Thing. Over here in the front, this is Tell It Like It Is. Our back room is the diamond room for the diamond in the back. It's like super cool. And,
How many people does your place hold?
it's technically just under 300. Yeah. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
still
That's
new.
perfect
how
for
square
this
feet?
thing that we're doing.
How many square
You need
feet?
to talk to her if she knows anybody in LA for the podcast LA. I don't know.
no, that's too
something-
small.
No, you need to talk to her. She might have connections in LA.
Oh yeah.
Where
yeah.
you want to go.
guys.
Let me know.
This
Calm
guy,
down, yeah.
this guy. I'm
Calm
trying to help this
down,
guy out.
please.
You know.
We could have a pre-launch party there.
There you go. Oh, the space is yours. And that's
Yes.
what I want it to be. I really want it to be open. Even when I met Chicano Hollywood and I started hearing about what he wanted to do and showcasing young artists and stuff and really bringing back that feeling of like, the interview with the Small Life song and stuff. Like I'm doing that already in the soul scene, but to see him doing that within like the production side, and I also love that masterclass that whole thing that he had did.
Yes.
And bringing people in, it's like having these real stories about how not to be like a Chicano in Hollywood and exploited, like how to get your worth and stuff. Because, I'm, like I said, in my scenario, I knew I did everything right. But to know that things can still happen that way, it's like it made me want to educate myself a lot more in
Good
so
for you.
many ways. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
financial literacy, like reading the small print on stuff. What the hell's an NDA?
Yeah,
I'm
not-
going to make everyone sign.
Not
I'm like,
just not just your initials, huh? Yeah.
She's no wonder she made us sign something.
I
don't
know,
what the hell.
no,
Well,
I
real
mean,
quick, Angela, can you please see in the camera? Did you give us the rights to display this interview?
yes,
No,
of course, right.
Even everything off. Off the camera.
Yeah, it really is just that. It's like wanting to reach out within the community and find people that are doing the damn thing, but at the same time, like, I'm a sponge right now. I'm like, what can I learn off of you? Like, I already see, like, okay, this is a beautiful setup you guys have here.
Oh, thank you.
And what you make use of the space and stuff, you guys, like, that's just one part of it, but the conduit that brings it together is your personalities and then the guests you have. And, just even popping in for that last little bit and I didn't have to see anybody. I could just hear the excitement in the young artists you were interviewing. I can hear the excitement and the parents who were here. You know, it was just one of those.
That's so dope how she was like behind the wall.
Yeah.
And she was still here, and she's like, dude,
That's cool.
Wow, yeah.
that was Mia May. Mia May.
Last week.
So are you looking to get young? Let's talk about that. Are you looking to get young artists like her? She's 16 years old, but you heard her voice, to put them with other more advanced artists.
Anything I could do to help, like, you know, and utilize the space in so many ways. I'm also a nonprofit, which is why
that's dope.
I was like, okay, and I got that done. I started the company in 2015, but then the nonprofit I started in 2017.
Okay.
Still all before like anyone else even was kind of, and I didn't want to keep it in my back pocket, but at the same time, I was like, okay, keep it, put it in great standing and stuff, and then when I'm ready, utilize it. But I was like, open the space first, and then once pandemic hit, I was like, switch the roles. What can I do? You know, so we started working on everything from getting a team together. It's like, yo, none of us are supposed to be meeting right now. It was like being rogue and like all like, you know, like lights on.
We were doing the same thing.
Back door.
Are you open?
The back door, man.
Are you open to like maybe a podcast, shooting a podcast there every once in a while?
No, she shoots a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff with filming. I started because like you guys, like you had to pivot in the sense of like learning how to do your own camera work, learning how to do your podcast and all that stuff. And I started doing the same. So I just started reaching out to people where I was like, yo, if you want to try this with me, I'm going to do this. But I'm going to go where it's going to be beneficial at the moment. So it's like, we can't throw clubs right now. We can't do any of these shows. But you know what we can do? We can set up a vaccination site. We can set up a blah, blah, blah. We can offer our services for running, you know,
for the community, like the giveaway, PPE giveaway.
So we started, we started doing that. We started doing testing sites. We were helping with testing sites.
That's great.
And then I told all my staff, I'm like, I will pay for every single one of you guys to become COVID compliance officers. Help me throw these events. Wow. So then we started reaching out to people in LA, different cities around Southern California, and then even all the way down to between like Hawaii to Las Vegas, and making sure that we were offering our services there because you know, certain parts of those areas in their hoods and stuff, they didn't have people coming around. They didn't give a shit if people were getting vaccinations or whatever. Like, it's like, oh, well, where are you gonna have your like? That's pretty much in a rural area. What about these 70-year-olds that don't even have a car, and you have no bus lines going there?
Yeah.
Where are you located at? I know Little Tokyo, but where?
Little Tokyo. We're on 2nd and San Pedro. It's literally just in the heart of downtown
LA.
You're
not too far away from the Skid Row, right?
Oh yeah, literally just not even a block up from us and stuff.
Okay.
We're right next to the JACCC. We're walking distance to Arts District, and walking distance to like 1 block this way is Arts District, 1 block this way is Metropolitan Downtown City Hall.
Have you met Paulie from Paulie Project?
Paulie Project.
We got to connect you with them.
Oh, okay, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm always down.
He works out there.
And I do, and going back to what you had just said, like, yes, I definitely always saw it, like, I want the space to be utilized, especially, you know, wherever I can for these things, where I was thinking before, like, I'm going to open up every day, we're going public and stuff, but then the more and more I get closer, I just feel like the space and the people that are in it and stuff, and if I can host these private events or host these private, like, filmings and stuff. We're doing stuff with Drifting on Memories, Chicano Hollywood with the Chicano 2.0. He's going to be doing another season of that coming up shortly. Chicano masterclasses, like, you know, I think that's important. We're doing a run right now with End Overdose also too. So because of the whole thing with Narcan and it being so heavily distributed on our streets right now, it really just takes a couple grains, you know. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, I want a monthly, like, you know, let's just train people here. Let's show people, and let's just make it acceptable to understand, like, hey, we're not, I'm personally not trying to end drug use. I think that's too far-fetched of an idea. Right. But if we can help people understand that they can, you know, what to look for, what symptoms to do, and if
save
you have
somebody's life before they OD.
And we're so close in Skid Row. I see ODs, you know, every other week, and it's like, what could I have done, you know, like, and it's a very difficult thing. And I think also during the pandemic, you know, some of these people are my friends, and I don't see them on the streets anymore. And I'm like, I don't know. And you hear and you ask about them, you know.
Because you don't know,
and you find out later. It's like, oh, no, that person passed or this, and you're just like, shit, I'm never going to do
But are
that.
you open, like, because I do see that you are doing events, and then you are like a restaurant and stuff. So are you, like, open from, like, I'm gonna say like 2 to 10 or certain hours, or are you just always events?
Yeah, well, pretty much right now I'm gonna stick to just mainly the events, and then we're about to open up to Friday, Saturday supper clubs. So the idea with that is gonna be the dinner and the show, and that's bringing back the nostalgia. Right. You know, some people, you know, want to be Selena, and I want to be more like, you know, the leader of Soul Train, I guess you could say. Like, I want Don Cornelius, like, start the line. And but in going back to bringing that feeling of nostalgia back, the dinner and the show, if I could bring on a Chicano form of vaudeville, you know, like where, if, you know, you even had that Rodney Dangerfield comedian, like, you know, like, where's my wife? Take her, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's good. Wow. I got all that from my dad. My dad was all about those spaghetti westerns. My dad was all about those old school tunes and Turner Classic Movies and stuff. You know, it was just something that embedded. So to see that on the screen, or like to go to places and you're like, okay, you can see how it's kitschy. It's like, well, what if we just live this? Like, what if we bring on that, and that's the overall experience. I'm going to give you a great food and beverage program. You know, the food and the cocktails are going to be supreme, but we also want to be able to like bring that entertainment feel and stuff. Because also people are going to want to like spend their time at places during COVID and everything. It's like, how do you like give them more bang for their buck right now? You know, like put it all out there.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Do you feel your life has changed because the way you grew up and now what you're doing, you have to be kind of like a businesswoman, entrepreneur? Because that's the way I kind of see you, and how you have to put everything aside, you know?
Yeah, I mean, oh, wow, I guess so. I didn't really view it that way. It wasn't until like recently I started getting hit up, or I have little girls want to take little photos with me, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, oh my goodness! Like, you know, people send me stuff. I get little things, like even just like I don't even want to call it like fan art though. Like people will be like, because I'm also I stay pretty colorful. I'm pretty sure I'm still chasing youth, you know, or whatever. I'm like I'm.
Well, your venue is colorful.
Yeah,
I like it.
And also too that speaking to that, it's like really because we're so damn colorful. We are like just the same like those candy colored lowriders, you know. We are people of so many different genres and backgrounds and cultures, and LA is that melting pot, right? You know? So I really wanted an open space where an open dance floor can feel great. Like people didn't have to worry. I mean, there's still those backyard boogies, and I still love to throw those backyard boogies. You know, I just I wanted this space to feel more like that. If Barbara Lewis can walk into a space, you know, I wanted to have a level of femininity to it, but at the same time, just really showcase the music, you know, like I'll give you the pretty space, but that artist is what's going to really fill it in.
Right,
you know?
right. Oh, wow.
I like it because she also has, you said before we go to break, you said the tile along the bar. You did that, why?
Oh, yeah, the tile along the bar that goes on the outskirts. I mean, there's so much to it, but it's based off of the street, like the taco stands in Mexico City, you know, like I just wanted that vibe.
Like the colorful tiles?
Yeah, and then the whole bar top, Mexicich, you know, Elrod, she killed it with that, with her rendition of Gypsy Rose, and the same amount of flowers on it, the same amount of beauty and color pop. It's just such a gorgeous bar top.
Yeah, she has. You gotta go.
Yeah,
she has it set up like she said.
Well, thanks for inviting. Yeah, cool.
You were out of town.
Shit, I keep forgetting.
We'll be right back before she leaves out of town. Hey everyone, this is your boy JR with JR and the Crew. Look, man, make sure you guys support Black Widow Investigations. Now you might ask, what is Black Widow Investigations? Well, she is a law firm, lawyer, PI. She'll take care of you if you get in a car accident, bike accident, family law. Maybe you just get injured. Maybe you trip over somebody's rock in their front yard. But hey, give her a call, man. I'm gonna put her number right here and let her know that JR and the Crew sent you. Man, we gotta get props, man. I wanna get props to, you know, Austin. He doesn't want to say anything. He's behind. He's our new
is he new?
Technical director.
Is he new still?
Well, he's been around now for about a month.
Okay.
Over a month.
Has
Technical
it only
director.
been a month?
You're going to be meeting him out there because he is our new photographer, videographer.
Does it all.
He does it all.
And he's so humble about it.
Yeah, he is.
And he does drone he's a drone operator too.
It's just he's humble about it. I love it.
God just dropped him on us.
Eyes in the sky.
So if you need anything, let him know.
He's actually my nephew, so.
Hey. Yeah, she didn't even know that.
Oh my God, I got a bunch of nieces and nephews.
I'm putting them to work. It's called free child labor.
Apprentice.
Apprentice.
Oh, that's what they call it. I forgot. I call it a voluntold.
My nieces and nephews right now are like,
do we know what they're talking about? 100% we do.
You said.
That's funny.
No, but I love the fact that, you are, we could say, right, a Chicana, right? She's a Chicana,
Yeah, no, 100%.
El Sereno, and you're doing your thing. I mean, that's so cool. I mean, that's not heard of too much. And then, just the things that you're gone through from the pandemic.
Yeah.
And not just the pandemic, then your trademark. And it's like all these obstacles were
everything
just,
that could have brought you down, but you're
still.
But I want to go back to something that you had said earlier, and honestly, like my heart kind of like hurt when I heard you say this.
Those are your boobs.
No, but
it's
really
in there. That's why.
you were talking about how you're on these panels with these other women, and they're like Harvard or Yale, graduates, and you feel like you don't belong or that you're not really in that space, but. Damn, girl, these girls from Harvard and Yale do not have their own business. They did not go through COVID and totally transform their space and make it something like not just for you, but for the community. Like, I just wanted to I don't want to hurt you or choke you or slap you, but I just wanted to be like, come on, girl, like you are worthy. Like,
I think that's what it is, too.
I'm getting goosebumps. Look at, I'm
No,
getting
I
goosebumps
need to
just
hear
talking
that.
about
I
it.
remember telling my even just the group of people that I work with every day, and I was like, I don't start each day with I start actually each day in my head like everyone else and stuff like what do I got to do today? Whatever. Like I'm ADHD all day. I can't do yoga. I can't just sit still and be like, clear your mind. Like, no, this doesn't work for me.
Time.
I'm like, I could be doing this, and this.
Do it again. Do it again.
Eat, pray, love. No, that can't.
You're like, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna pray later, but.
I mean, listening to your other guests and just hearing like in regards to even school and all that stuff, and like her saying, by this time it's like by break time I'm bored or whatever. I'm like, I got you. Like I've thought to myself like. That's completely true because I'm constantly going and thinking, and not to say that everyone needs to do this. I think that we have such a strong mentality of people saying, you always got to be hustling, you always got to do this, and you always got to do that. And I think that I have to learn how to slow down now. And that's the hardest part. I have to learn how not to take, like, it's okay. Like I don't really care about the likes. I care about the person who's walking through the door, that I'm looking in their eyes and giving them that handshake and saying, it's a pleasure to meet you. How can we do it? How can I bring your show to life? How can I make this whether it be like we're doing like Christmas tree giveaways today, or we're rocking another music festival, or, to throw a music festival during the pandemic. Like everyone's like, what the hell are you thinking? I was like, I don't know, but I think I could do it. Let's try. Oh, one day? No, let's do 2 days. Like, it just was one of those where I'm like, I challenge myself, but what I need to learn now is how to slow down. I really need to I'm grateful every day. I'm do whatever I can to make sure to like. I say it to myself. I tell myself I'm starting to look myself more in the eyes these days and just being like, you got this. Like you can do this. Like this is no matter how I feel during the day. Like and I've learned how not to absorb other people's negative bullshit or whatever. It's like, oh, someone shit talking. Oh, okay. I acknowledge
she
it.
Reminds me of me.
You have to acknowledge. I mean, I acknowledge it because I don't want to lie to myself. But not to say that
but
that happens.
But you don't absorb it. You don't allow it to.
It's the negative part. I was like, if I hold on to this or whatever, then that's just weighing my ass down, and that's what people or enemies and stuff will want. And I think I hold a good character within the space of the scene, and it's a difficult scene, a lot more male promoters out there, a lot more, male musicians and stuff. And like I say, like a lot of people are like, well, how are you working with this? What you doing? Like, when you getting on the court? And you're like, no, I'm just asking, like I'm just asking them plain as can be, like, hey, you want to perform? Like people always say, it's hard for me to get with an artist who's like, oh, talk to my agent. I was like, oh, you don't even want to take the time to meet me. So that's probably not going to happen, but it was nice to meet you. Like, I appreciate that. Because I want to get to know the artist first. It's like, well, what got you into music, So, and telling those stories. And then every person who's helping tell those stories, like from the PAs to the runners and stuff. I ran those positions. So it really took all of us just to come together, and I'm so appreciative to everyone who's believed in everything I've done.
It is good that you want to meet them, because at the end of the day, they're coming. It's like they're coming into your home.
Right.
So you're like, I want to know about you, and they don't get it. They just look at you as another promoter.
Yeah, definitely.
And then when they find out, oh, she owns the venue.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's
totally different.
But you already screwed up,
right?
But you screwed it up already. You're out. You know.
And I mean, and my green rooms are different. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? A Sunday brunch? All right, we're hooking up a pozole in the back and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I treat people how I would treat them. It's coming to the home.
Yeah.
And that's my, I pride myself in that. I hope, and I still hope, and I'm still in me that never changes. But I do appreciate when someone's like, like wake the hell up or whatever. I need that. I want that, because I think a lot of times also people are kind of like become yes people around you and stuff. So when we can get that realness, I appreciate it, And it's right. We have to open our eyes a little. Like I feel blessed, I feel I do. And I know it's not the end.
But you've done the work. Like you've earned it.
Thank you.
You've earned it. And like, coming from, I was sharing with you earlier that, I'm a business professional as well. And to see a woman grind and to make something her own, and not only that, for it to reflect your culture, like that's amazing. Because you don't, like I always say, like I have to have a passion and purpose for what I do.
Yeah.
Right. And when you see somebody else that the same thing, they love what they do, they enjoy what they do, and they have a pure passion to do it. It's like, wow, like I'm going to support you.
Thank you.
I can see it.
That.
I
want to get you in a photo shoot at the bar and stuff right there after 18 holes of golf. She's all glowing and she's coming.
I'm sun-kissed.
Yeah, sun-kissed. I'll have a martini waiting.
Oh, shoot.
But do you take Hello Stranger on the road too?
Yeah, definitely.
I think I saw you do something at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, we did. Popped up. We did a whole DJ session with Rose City Sound there, which is great. I've been working ever since then, very close. Even before then, very closely with DJ Severe with the LA Dodgers, and he's been killing it. He's always been the face. He's been, he knows how to control that crowd, and I think also starting, during the time when people couldn't do very much, and I'm like, this company's hitting me up to get DJs. So I started seeing the ones that were doing stuff in the community, calling them over, and like they don't owe me anything or whatever, but now it's like, hey, I got this person doing this. I have a pocketbook filled with people that I just want to continue to work with and stuff. So if someone's like, I need a person who does flowers, I need a person who does this.
You already got it in your Rolodex. I'm
like, boop, 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 boop.
Yeah,
It's the same. Yeah.
She's a walking Rolodex.
Oh my God. Well, just like the person who definitely helped with this and organizing with David Vegas.
Yeah.
David Vegas.
Content for you. I love how she threw that in there.
The man that never sleeps.
Seriously.
The man that's got 3 phones. He has 2 trap phones and a regular phone. And I still don't know which number I call or text.
We don't know which phone we're on. Yeah, we don't know what we're on.
He talk about though, like meeting promoters during a pandemic that can still inspire you and stuff. Right. And I was like, I can tell, and he still has that vibe, that look, that whole feel of like the 90s.
Yeah.
And just, we're all just getting a little bit older now, but we know we can still kill it on the dance floor. We're still the fun ones there. So, but I really appreciated the fact that he talked to me about, like the shows that he was doing. He saw the ones that I was doing and I was promoting, and I could see he sees a little twinkle, in me. He's just kind of like, he started putting me on with meeting so many different people in this beautiful scene, just as much as I had met you guys through Chicano Hollywood. The whole idea of that is, how do you start to like branch out to the people that are doing the damn thing,
Right.
And I appreciated him, and and I was even doing some work and stuff for, because when I hit the switches for in Arcadia, California at the Santa Anita racetrack, that whole vibe of that, I wanted to take people on that cruising, that feeling of cruising. It's like the hitting the switches over the years. So we brought people like Norman Carter. We brought people like the Sinceres over the years. We got DJ Quick, Battle Cat. We had different people from like Egyptian Lover, all the way down with like Zachy Force Funk, just getting those same genres, and the guys who are doing the vocoders and playing the 808s, and understanding that what we cruise through and what we hit the switches to over the years is like, that's us, that's our culture, that's what we do. So bringing that to a music festival, I was like, this is getting fun,
So you did that?
Yeah.
Wow. And then you just something about money.
Yeah, we're doing Memories of Almani with
Oh,
CBM Towing, along with
So
and
that's
great.
coming up.
That's coming up on October. So that's going to be
3rd.
October 2nd. Actually,
Second?
it's on
Okay.
a Sunday,
Sunday.
at the Almani Airport, and that's going to be great. They're doing an award for Art LeBeau, which is going to be super awesome.
Yeah.
You know, they got rid
Yeah.
of his station that he had.
They
made it-
he's over in Palm Springs, now,
Right,
right?
but they had it there for years in Almani,
yeah,
and it was I forget what street it was on. I think it was Valley, but they demolished it and they built multi-mix. Multi-use space.
They destroyed
Did
history.
you know about
Yeah.
Art LeBeau, his ethnicity?
Uh-huh.
What his ethnicity is?
The-
Art LeBeau.
I
Art
don't
LeBeau.
understand what you're saying.
His ethnicity, Art LeBeau. Do you know his?
He's white, isn't he?
He's Armenian.
Armenian. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that
Is
Is
either.
he connected?
What do you mean?
Like the mob?
Most Armenians. Most of them are.
Well, he probably is connected now, man.
No, but
He sparked the lowrider scene.
We don't talk about him no more.
He opened up that space specifically for black and brown people to go and party and dance and have fun because he was still in the days where it's like black, whites only and
Completely. And you know what's kind of crazy
Segregation.
about that? And like just to kind of like segue into another event that we have that is going to be coming up shortly. I'm working with Drifting on Memories along with Melissa Dueños and a group of promoters, and we're going to have at the space the 50-year anniversary of East Side Story. So to tell and see those stories over the years, and like the person who put it together, the background of that, and they're all like Jewish cats from so the way that it's showing like the cultures were able all to kind of like get together, and they recognize like, hey, I was selling auto parts here or whatever at the beginning of a swap meet, but all these people are listening to these oldies and stuff, so he went and learned how to burn those records, those tapes, and created East Side Stories that would eventually like take off into this whole that's how a lot of people learn.
East Side Story cassette tapes, too.
Cassette tapes,
That's old school right there.
The records, cassette tapes,
Shoot.
records, now all the CDs. You can get like the volume 12.
Yeah.
And it was during that time frame of the Dedicated to You's, during that time frame of like even the bubblegum ones that were more like oldies but goodies, you know. So I grew up with those. I would go to, I was still a swap meet girl, Santa Fe Springs or East LA swap meet, and just
I was
went
just
through
there on
like,
Sunday.
yeah, this was
Dang.
now it's all adult. We're like dancing with our It's perfect.
Since the first day I went to your space, I always looked at it and it'd be really fun and cool. Find a really dope photographer.
Yeah.
And display his art and do like like Rosito and Blend It Out, like everyone come dressed in that
dressed to
epoca
the nines,
and just
yeah.
like that'd be
Oh,
so
we
fun.
got some plans for you.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what's up.
No, well, we definitely want to stay connected with you. We
please,
definitely want to work with you.
You
Go
guys
to
want
some
to
of the
do it
events.
live at the space?
No, definitely do that.
Podcast
Yeah.
here. So we
Yeah.
got to bring this through.
Well,
I really hope you guys do. And I always tell people this: if you start to view it as your own space, then you'll know what you'll want to do there and stuff. Because there's so many different things.
I have to go see it.
Could be a class. It could be like taking youth to show them some kind of trade, or it could be showcasing something that we can do, a fundraiser that really implements and starts to get this growing a lot bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've
Yeah.
been me and
It's really nice.
Yeah, I would love to take you.
So where
guys
can
on
everyone
a
find
tour.
you? Where can they find you on your social media
Yeah,
platforms?
please, definitely check us out on Hello Stranger LA. We are on Instagram, Facebook. We have a website. We also just launched some new merch that is still through our designer, Demetrius May. And we have a lot of beautiful events coming up, a couple of record releases. I'm doing a panel for Chicano, like financial literacy, which is going to be pretty awesome coming up.
Yeah.
I'm like, you sure you want me on it? Like, I was like, I'll be on it, and stuff. But doing that along with the other events that we have coming up, and we have an event with Vatos Utiki on October 8th. So, taking that Chicano version and then bringing in that tiki cocktail house and stuff.
Oh,
And
that's
I'm
so
all
cool.
about
Yeah,
that
yeah.
because we're a bar and I come from the bar world. So I'm like, oh my God, I can make a cholo tiki cocktail. I'm there.
A cholo. I want to see it.
Yeah,
You gotta send us the
Tiki. We can't
information.
wait. Yes.
Please send us the
Yeah,
information so
I
that we
will.
could repost it
I
on our
appreciate that.
social
Yeah,
media
and we can
platforms
put it on
as
our
well.
calendar.
And
to
please
go.
put my name on the list so I can show up.
Yes.
All day.
He won't go if he's not on the list. He'll be like, no.
I'm always out there in the LA area.
Oh, perfect.
I drive and work out there
Whenever
too.
you guys want to come
So
by.
definitely, we're gonna. Yeah,
I
we
appreciate
want to be a
it.
part. Just DM us. We'll literally
Yeah.
repost it. Let you know. We'll come down there and
Thank
take
you so
pictures, do
much.
videos and stuff
And
that
she
we have
also
to do.
does non-alcoholic beverages, but
Yes,
she makes
I
them
do.
look like they're alcoholic.
I really do.
So people don't fuck with you, She'll put the flour in there. and
So,
everything.
so I'm not the want shit talking, say, "Why aren't you drinking? What's wrong with you?"
I'm good.
I just gotta make the face.
She has a strong hand.
Baby's breath, a little low. Being a pretty. I just sprinkle the tahini.
But hey, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you, and literally really appreciate your story. I mean, her story is a great story of I pray the worst is already past you because of the stuff you've already.
It sounds like it is, though. Yeah,
now just the memory of her brother and how it came about.
I appreciate you guys just letting me tell the story because I think when you go through it so long and you just, and you always have to kind of come back like, well, at least I do now. It's like, well, why are you in this? What are you doing this for and stuff? And it takes a lot to like look through all the bullshit and to be like, okay, wait a minute, you have gone this far, you have done this, so. It is. It's just a pleasure to even be sharing the space. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
You guys want to take us out?
Well, I just want to say because you're talking about your story, and I've shared this with other guests as well. It's like a long time ago, I listened to motivational speaker, and they said your story is not yours to keep; it's everybody else's. Like, what good is it gonna do? As you suppress it and you don't share it with other people. And so you don't know what other people are going through until you share your story and they hear and they're inspired and they're like, man, I could do this. Right? And so, I mean, just don't be shy to share, the things that you've been through because you can definitely help somebody else.
I mean, if you guys, once you get to know me, I don't shut the hell up. So I'm like, girl, we talk. We'll keep going. I'll stay up all night. I'll get 3 to 4 hours of sleep and still do karaoke in the morning. So that's me. And I can't wait to continue that. So I hope all you guys please check it out. Check out Hello Stranger LA. We're here for it. And if you have any beautiful ideas, or if you know something that's community oriented that can really, really help us out or help someone else or highlight a young artist or an older artist, I don't toss away the Supremes at all, like every single one of those cocktail, singing ladies in Vegas, every single one of them has the stories, and all I want to do is help them tell it.
I love it.
I love it.
Well, we're gonna be doing the quinceañera event soon.
Double quince.
Not just getting a bunch of vendors, so they don't.
You got a wedding singer right here.
I'm gonna be a vendor for that. I not pay for nothing. You pay me to come here.
There you go.
Well, that's cool, man.
Thank you.
You have a dope story.
All right.
Definitely stay connected.
So, see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. Support this young lady.
Yes.
We'll see you guys next week.
Can we sing one more?
Yeah, let's dive in. Thank you guys for watching our show tonight. Make sure you catch us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. across social media platforms on YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. You know where to find us. But don't forget to tap in and...
Don't just look at her boobs. Like, share, subscribe, right? If you're going to look at them, if you're going to tap in and look at her boobs, make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
That's the least you can do.
Keep it real.
Get alerted every time she's on.
Keep it real like what?
Like your boobs.